Hi guys, I'm Laurie Vitale. On this episode of Laurie in the Kitchen, I want to show you how to make a fabulous salmon pasta dish that I think you're absolutely going to love. It's easy, it's simple, it comes together in about 20 minutes, which is always gets a two thumbs up for me because it's fabulous for a busy weeknight. Now, I've had a lot of people over the years ask for a salmon recipe with pasta, so I will share more in the future with you, but I figure this is a great place to start because it's so delicious, it's so easy, the salmon really shines. The recipe is kind of using very basic ingredients that I think most of you will have on hand. If not, you just have to pick up a few, and it's super simple and easy. I've got here a couple of salmon portions, some salmon fillets that are skinless. I've got some pasta. You can use pasta of your choice. These are little rotini. I'm not sure what you call them, but whatever you like will work for this. Lemon. I've got parsley, dill, garlic, shrimp stock, white wine, heavy cream, salt and pepper, and you're also going to need some olive oil. Now I've got my pot there with some salted water coming to a boil. I also have a skillet with high sides with a little olive oil coming to temperature over about medium-high heat. And now, super simple, it's super easy. You don't have to sear your salmon if you don't want to, but I like that color. You can also just poach it, which I want to show you kind of how it all comes together. But this is a really easy way to do it, and I love it. To my salmon fillets, which you can see are beautiful. I'm gonna salt and pepper both sides. Make sure you get some really good quality, like wild caught salmon. That is always what I look for when it comes to really any seafood. Flip it, give it a season on the opposite side. And now I've got a little bit of olive oil in my pan getting nice and hot because I want to develop a little bit of color on the salmon, kind of create that caramelized look. I'm going to add them right in. Yes. I'm going to just sear these for literally a couple of minutes, just until they develop some good color. I'm going to flip them halfway through, and then I will show you what it looks like when they're there. They won't be cooked all the way through because I'm not looking for that. I'm just looking for color, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like when it's there. My salmon looks fantastic. Look at the color on both sides. Now what I've done is I have discarded the oil that I seared my salmon in. You don't have to, but I just like to make sure that I don't get too much of that I don't want to say overly fishy taste, but I kind of like to start with fresh oil. In the same pot, I don't like to wash the pot or anything, so that way the flavor of the garlic infuses through the oil and it doesn't get overpowered by the fat and everything from the salmon. So I've just added a little bit more olive oil. This is just about a tablespoon and a half. It's not extra virgin, it's just regular olive oil. I have this over medium heat now. I've turned it down quite a bit. And I'm just going to saute my garlic for about 30 seconds or so, or until it becomes really, really fragrant. And then we'll proceed to the next step. I'm going to add my wine. Let that bubble up a little bit. To my wine, I'm going to add some shrimp stock. I like to make my own shrimp stock and keep it in the freezer. If you don't have it, you can just use some store-bought fish stock if you want to, or you can use water. You can use chicken stock, but I feel like the flavor from the chicken stock is really, really strong. So I prefer using shrimp stock, but hey, it's totally up to you. This is about making it with things that you have on hand so that you don't have to run out and make a special trip to the grocery store. I'm also going to add some lemon juice to this at this point. I want the juice of about a half a lemon if it's really juicy, or a whole lemon if it's not that juicy, which this one wasn't super, super juicy. And you can see I'm squeezing it over my fingertips just to catch any seeds. All right. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to wait for this mixture to come to a boil. At this point, I'm ready to add my pasta to the boiling water. This pasta is a semolina pasta. It's going to take about 10 to 11 minutes to cook to al dente. So I'm going to add that in there. Once this comes to a boil, I will show you what it looks like, and then we'll kind of keep going. Now, while this mixture is up to a boil, I'm going to take my salmon fillets. I'm going to lay them right into that juice, just like that. I'm going to turn the heat down to about medium-low, cover it, and let that kind of poach for about 10 minutes. You want this to poach for as long as your pasta needs to cook. So perfect, right? Let that simmer for 10 minutes, let the pasta cook for 10 minutes while this sort of cooks and just really becomes flaky and tender and delicious, and the juices from the salmon mix with the juices from the sauce. In about 5 minutes, I'm going to flip the salmon halfway through so that it cooks evenly. And I'm going to meet you back here when the pasta is fully cooked, the salmon is fully cooked, and I'm also just going to go ahead and chop up my herbs so that they are ready to go. Salmon is out. I turned the heat up on my sauce to about medium high so that that's nice and bubbly. My pasta was just drained a few minutes ago, not even, maybe 30 seconds ago. To that gorgeous sauce, I'm going to add my cream. You can add as much or as little as you want. You don't have to add cream at all. However, I just think it's so phenomenal with the salmon, and it makes it, it's not like overly creamy, but it makes it just so that it's got a nice consistency to really stick on the pasta, which I love. I've got my dill and my parsley. Try not to add too much dill, even though I love it, because dill is a really strong flavor. Now, it does go incredibly well with salmon. It's kind of like tomatoes and basil, how they go so well together. That's kind of how dill is with salmon. So I definitely like to add some in there, but not too much because it's got a sort of a strong licoricey flavor. Now to that, I'm going to add my cooked pasta, cooked and drained, because I want this to kind of cook together for just a couple of minutes so that that pasta really absorbs that luscious sauce. And while that happens, give that a stir. Oh, does it smell good? While that happens, I want to chunk up my salmon, which is not going to be hard to do because it's been fully cooked and poached. But look at that beautiful, beautiful coral color. This is really hot. And I don't like to chop it up too much or too fine. I like nice big chunks running through my dish. Super hot though, so be careful. That looks magnificent. I'm going to add my salmon right in, like so. Give it a gentle toss because I don't want to break up that beautiful salmon too much, like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this. The heat is off. I'm going to cover it and let it sit for about 5 minutes. And what happens is that sauce kind of really adheres and sticks to that pasta, and it just becomes, I mean, they're just like this. Like love. The pasta's gonna love on that sauce. The sauce is gonna hug that pasta, and it's gonna be amazing. So let that sit for just about 5 minutes or so, and then we'll serve. And I promise you, all these few little steps make a big difference, and it is so worth it. You know me, if it wasn't worth it, I wouldn't go for it, but it is. Look at that. Yes, you can see the sauce has thickened, the pasta is glossy. The salmon is just beyond gorgeous, so lovely. And you can see, that's why I like to sear it first. You don't have to, you can just go straight in and poach it, but by searing it, you create that lovely salty crust, you create texture, and it just looks magnificent. I'm gonna just serve myself up some. You can see I'm excited because I can't even speak. Oh, it's lovely, isn't it? I just love it. I love it. Pasta is like, it's one of those things that no matter what time of the year, no matter what day of the week, no matter what the temperature is like outside, it always hits a spot. It's my favorite. Then I go for the salmon separately. So good. Oh. Before I embarrass myself and polish this off in about 30 seconds, it is perfection. That dill is present, but it's not overpowering. There's a slight tanginess from the lemon and the wine. The creaminess from the cream just kind of makes everything just really luscious and wonderful. I think that you would really love this recipe. And like I said, it doesn't take very long. Very easy, very simple, and I want you to recreate it. And if you do, tag me, social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever your heart desires. I hope that you have enjoyed spending time with me. The recipe will be on LauraInTheKitchen.com. I'm just gonna go because I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.